like those guys closer to the number one and making sure they don't drift even further. I think with the cancellation of Ewing's Black Panther, that's like, you know, that's it's not so good. If he was character number 15 on their rankings, he may have been knocked down a couple for not being able to carry a series. He's still hotter than Hawkeye. He's not down there yet, but it was a shot.
Okay. I just heard what you said.
He's still hotter than
I,
Hawkeye.
I
Hey, Paul, I just
absolutely,
noticed you're sharing the stream, so
yeah, I
introduce.
just started sharing. I just realized I wasn't sharing it before. Um, I hate Hawkeye.
I'm put like this. Hawkeye to me was my least favorite MCU series. I'm like, I
He's
don't
a
understand this.
useless tool. I just can't stand
Well,
Hawkeye.
Paul, my thing was like Hawkeye, especially coming out
Before your
after
Hawkeye
Arrow.
rant, Marklin, Paul is sharing the stream. Some people just hopped on a few seconds ago. Can just introduce them. We're talking about Black comic book characters, Black History Month, inclusion. We began, or earlier, we were talking about Marquise Draper, who was an editor working at DC, and why it is paramount for this guy who's
I
in
agree.
charge of this little Mr. Terrific initiative where he's making him appear here, making him appear there. We know that it's building towards an ongoing Mr. Terrific, and we think he's got the foresight to begin that July of 2025 when the Superman Legacy movie pops and when Eddie Adebayo is playing him. What's his name? The actor. When Mr.
Yeah.
Terrific shows up on screen, we believe there will be a book. So we all decided that Marquise Draper, the editor, is someone who you go, if you're on the fence, do I buy this book? Do I not buy the book?
I agree.
Support the work the dude's doing over at DC. Low key, helping to develop the next generation of Black talent, but also giving you the greatest plethora of Black renaissance at DC that we've had in a long time.
Marklin, go ahead. Your rant.
I don't have to do my rant. I just I agree with Paul.
You hate
Hawkeye was my
Hawkeye
least.
too?
I don't hate him, but that was my least favorite MCU series. I'm like, what's the point of this?
He's
I
a
mean, Arrow did it
useless.
better. Arrow did it better at this point.
There's that Thunderbolts book that came out just was it last year with
With
Photon in it,
Photon, yep.
and it was like the two of them are vying for leadership, and she's literally
But
like
Photon's the real leader. It's
she's
obvious Photon's the real.
exactly that was
She's
part
the
of the
real leader.
storyline. She's like
She's the real
I
leader.
used to actually lead the Avengers. He's like, so did I led West Coast Avengers. He's like,
She's like, no, I led the actual original team, the East Coast.
it's like you could tell she's like you're such a frat boy tool. I can't stand you, and it just came across in the comic, even though she didn't actually say that. And that's exactly how I felt reading
I
it.
Were you
mean, but
frustrated?
reading that book, I was like, she's obviously a leader. Hawkeye thinks he's a leader, but she's actually the
Yeah,
leader.
yeah. He got the job because she turned it down initially,
Right.
and he
It
didn't
reminded
realize that.
it reminded me of Next Wave Agents of Hate by Warren Ellis because she was the leader in that too.
Yeah.
Basically.
One of the things I really appreciate, Chillmonger, is your.
Good
I don't know
looks.
if you created it, but I'm going to say that you created it because I've never heard anyone else say it.
Temporary
About
representation.
temporary representation, man. That's the most real. I give you mad props on that term because it really summarizes what we see going on in comics today. And you did a post today specifically on that.
Yeah, I updated
With
it. It was about.
Fantastic Four.
So I'm gonna
Yes.
post this on Instagram. I didn't have the one with Chris Evans originally, but yes, race swaps never last, guys. When
Race
you
swaps
were
never
when it
last.
was 2015, I'm sure everybody said, I'm sure all you guys were like, I feel so represented. Michael B. Jordan playing a black representation. This is awesome. You fools, you idiots.
Fools, yeah.
What the studio got to
Nah.
do was say we are casting the percentage of black that we need to be casting fulfilled. But long term, what good did it do? Because Homeboy on 2025, this guy gets casted to play Human Torch. The benefits of
Eh,
representation and the effects of it were not felt with these temporary representations.
I
You
mean,
should have hashtagged that on this picture.
this
Hashtag
what you said
temporary
is true, but it's
representation.
also out of context. I mean, maybe protects a little bit out of context. Got to realize Michael B. Jordan has become one of the biggest black stars in the world, and this was part of his ladder, his stepping stones. This is what roles that got him where he needed to be.
He already did Creed
He hadn't done Creed in
in 2015.
2015. He hadn't done Creed in
No, I
2015,
don't
had
think
he?
he did Creed until after that movie.
No.
Creed was 2015. Creed 2. Okay, I may be wrong. I may
Yeah.
be wrong. I
I
may be
mean,
wrong.
but Michael B. Jordan, because for those, he was I knew him as Wallace on The Wire. That's what I knew him from. And then he showed up in what's that movie where they all had the powers? The teenagers had the powers.
Oh,
Uh,
oh crap.
I can't think what it is, but the guy who directed that movie, he's the one who directed the Fantastic Four movie. So he basically, hey, I like working with you on the movie where the people have the powers. I'm doing this Fantastic Four movie. Come with me to do that. And Michael B. Jordan just kept working after that, and then he got Creed and blew up. Stephen Barnes has. I was talking to him on Facebook. He said, "Man, Michael B. Jordan is the most successful black movie star because he's allowed to have sex on screen." So he said something to that extent. He's a lot of black people aren't Chronicle. That's it, Chronicle.
Chronicle. Yes, Chronicle.
Thanks, Grand Region. And Region also said to us up here, I thought that the Black Panther comic was selling like crazy. Ultimate Black Panther
Ultimate Black Panther
sold in stores. It sold well, but stores pre-ordered 2 months in advance, and they did not pre-order an appropriate amount. They got the regular Black Panther level of pre-orders. So when you hear it's sold out, it can't be found anymore.
And the 12,000 missing help too.
That too. It
The
sounds cool that it's sold out in the stores, but when you think of how sales are calculated, it's not a feat. It's not that cool.
And you all know that it was actually the Cult of Bass that got rid of those 12,000 issues, right?
Is that what happened? It fell off a truck, didn't it?
I wonder where those 12,000 gonna show up at one day.
Looks like playing Johnny Storm is like Marvel voices. You start off as Johnny, then become a legend on your next character.
I mean, but also that Fantastic Four movie in 2015 didn't do well. I saw it in the theater. I'm like, it got confusing. It didn't know what it wanted to be, a superhero movie or a horror movie, and I was like, what's going on here?
What a terrible comment. Kate Bishop folded Kingpin. So for power scaling, Kate Bishop is a Kingpin, and then it's Daredevil. Shut up. When it comes to popularity, it's Daredevil. In this like this point, because I think I just popped this up and I started like talking instead of letting Paul finish what he was trying to say. So you liked this post. You thought it was like, what?
Yeah.
How did it
I
speak
mean,
to you?
it was a good example of why temporary representation should not be the goal. It is not a worthwhile substitute to genuine representation, which is having original Black characters be portrayed and promulgated in the way that other characters are.
The franchises that exist right now, the tales, the nighttime bed stories, lean white, or they're fictional animals or like boys made out of wood with noses that grow, but they lean white. The tales, the superheroes, everything leans white. Solution would be having another character whose skin is melanated and just as popular as you name it. Clifford the Big Red Dog, just as popular as Paw Patrol. I'm naming all the dogs. Scooby-Doo. Imagine if there was a...
Would that be not Dora the Explorer?
Dora. Dora made some waves, and that's cool. SpongeBob.
What's the Black Doctor character? I don't have
Muffins.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
I think it's even a step further than that. Chill. It's not just about the temporary representation. It's also a smaller part of a larger issue of lack of originality. They just keep recycling the same characters.
Yeah, because there's disinterest. There's a realization that we're doing another white movie, and we have these inclusion standards that we're not meeting.
I don't mean the whites. I'm talking specifically about reusing the same characters. The Fantastic Four. This is going to be the third
one. Yep.
The fourth, if you count the one that they
Roger
banned.
Corman.
I mean, this is the fourth iteration of Fantastic Four in movies. And there are so many, there are thousands of comic book characters, thousands.
But Paul, the thing is old-ish sales. And I mean, when I look at that, I get what both y'all saying
about Fantastic Four. They don't care about the kids aren't going to be rushing. Oh, Fantastic Four! I'm so excited! I can't wait to see Fantastic. Kids don't know who the Fantastic Four are.
I mean, you're right. I mean, but they gonna get a certain amount of box office off. I'm not excited about the casting. I'm just curious to see what the MCU is going to do with the Fantastic Four. That's it. I'm just curious.
I would be more curious to see what the MCU is going to do with Young Avengers or something different. Just put new characters out, man, and just
And I'd also say,
so
if I was
tired
up
of
and
doing the
coming
same thing.
actor, black or white, I would still go out for Johnny Storm because I'm like, hey, I mean, because the past two people have blown up since they played Johnny Storm. I'm like, hey,
That's
this is a
true.
good
It was a good.
role.
It was
I'm
a good
like,
luck charm.
is that what I'm saying? That's what I would do. This guy, he's big. I mean, I know him from Stranger Things. That's what I know him. He played Eddie on Stranger Things, but
Yeah, I remember him from Stranger Things,
that's what I look at him. Like, hey,
and he was a scene stealer in Stranger Things. But yeah, man, I
Any
think it's
race
a
swap
larger
casting.
issue.
Any
I mean,
race
race swapping is a byproduct of the same of what I'm talking about. Is because they don't want to move from the same paradigm of using the same characters. They're trying to recycle it any way possible. They're trying to put a slap of paint on the same object, but they're not changing the object. They're just changing the colors on the object, changing the gender on the object, but they're not changing the object. Make a new product, put other products on. You have lots of them on your shelf. Just pick one up, dust it off, and put it out for people to enjoy.
Shang-Chi, Eternals, Moon Knight.
Guardians of the Galaxy is a perfect example.
Yeah.
but he named
But it
other
was
stuff.
sandwiched in between some other less risky things.
But it was original. No one knew about the Guardians of the Galaxy. Most people that buy comics don't even know about the Guardians of the Galaxy.
They've been leaning towards a lot of experimental characters recently and flopping, and Thunderbolts is no exception. That's gonna do poorly.
So are you saying that Paul's saying, hey, let's use stuff other than the standard Fantastic Four, X-Men, Avengers, and you're saying, well, hey, they did that and it didn't work, but did it not work because of racism?
No, I think it didn't work because it wasn't done well. And then on top of it, they introduced it in the subsequent phase that had no coherency to it whatsoever.
Yeah, poor rollout, sure, yeah, because they could have succeeded with these. So yeah, what I'm saying doesn't matter because it's more. It was their problem. What you're saying. You're also saying it should be good. You're not just also saying you just do it for the sake of doing it.
You can't just you can't half-ass it. You got to actually this whole last Marvel phase has been half-ass. They have not.
There have been gems. Guardians 3, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
True.
But that's why they're saying we're over quality over quantity now because they did put out a lot of stuff because I think it was stockholders' demand. Well, you got to get us more money. So okay, we're gonna do these movies. We're gonna do these MCU shows.
I know what quality over quantity means. You said enough. Like you don't got to explain that phrase. I got you. I just disagree. I think it was just bad writing.
Average Comics Joe says, I think race swapping isn't as great for representation than you think. We didn't say it was great for representation. That was the opposite of what we said.
I don't think I said this. If I was a black actor, I would still go for the role of Johnny Storm. That's what I said. They cast me.
And I would tell you that your casting allows the studio to fulfill the black, and you just robbed from a black casting that could be an everlasting new franchise that grows and grows and grows, or a character that will remain.
I don't know. I think we had that conversation with Michael B. Jordan because I think it's a stepping stone in Hollywood.
I'm telling you that 21st Century Fox in 2000.
You're obviously a Michael B. Jordan fan.
I'm telling you that
obviously Michael B. Jordan fan.
The studio that produced the 2015 movie of Fantastic Four, where they casted Michael B. Jordan, because of that casting for that year, they were doing enough black castings, and so it took from a potential.
You're saying it's a poll. We've reached our number of black castings we've made for this year because Michael.
And one of them was wasted.
Show me the statistic for that. I mean, and it may be an internal. Don't get me wrong. I don't put anything past Hollywood and racist. Like, oh yeah, well we hit our number for black people.
Instead of having Michael B. Jordan be cast as Johnny Storm, why not cast Michael B. Jordan as the new Spawn that year?
There we go. I mean, but Spawn's a character who wears a mask and is all covered up. So the benefits of representation is that for 2 hours we see melanin, like we see skin. And we value and we cheer for that.
Spawn has skin; it's just all burnt up and crispy.
Ahsoka Tano with Rosario Dawson being all painted orange. Hey, black casting, right? But the benefits of representation aren't felt. Voice acting all the time, like with the genie from Aladdin. Will Smith is there, but blue. So how much?
I mean,
Princess and the Frog turns into a frog all the time.
We give him a character like a Amazing Man or something like that. That would have been a good idea.
There you go.
Like, I'm thinking like, all right. A little known black character, we get a high profile black actor to play him. That will blow it up. People go, who's this Amazing Man?
That's one reason I'm kind of excited by Mr. Terrific. Even though technically Mr. Terrific is a legacy character in the fact that there was another Mr. Terrific before him, but those characters literally have like nothing
If people don't know who the
to
Fantastic
do with
Four is,
each
they
other.
damn sure don't know Terry Sloan was the first
Nobody
Mr. Terrific.
knows that guy. It's from 1940 or whatever.
Exactly. You and I
Nobody
know it
knows
because we read comic books, but the general public ain't gonna know that.
nobody knows who that prior character is. It's like a legacy in name only because they have nothing to do with each other. Ryan Reynolds made Deadpool work without his mug.
It was still Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds has a schmick that he does every movie.
I think this is like a comeback or a clapback at something that I said about how like the face isn't being shown, and maybe you're misunderstanding my point. He's white.
Yeah.
The white representation isn't something that is as urgent and needed as black representation or people with melanin in their skin representation.
See, this is what Millennial Comics says. Highest level black owned property getting a movie, levels for black people winning. I mean, yeah. But we have to own our own studios, right?
I mean, we do. I mean, who owns the studio right now?
Oh, wait. Doesn't Tyler Perry have one? Oh, wait. Isn't that good enough that even Marvel rents it?
Yeah, but Monique told me not to play around with Tyler Perry, and so did the Boondocks. Aaron Magruder told me not to.
Let me stop before he ruins my career.
I mean, I had the same conversation with my father about Byron Allen. He's like, nobody talks about that stuff Byron Allen does. Yeah, but Byron Allen does, people say he underpays people. He's anti-union. He's this and that,
Anti-union isn't as bad as I think. When I just experienced what the union with the big strike thing had just happened now. Can I just say though? Black Sands Entertainment was on Shark Tank. Kevin Hart said, when you come with me, that's why I want 30%, because I'm the one-stop shop for animation. I'll put you in those rooms. I can get you that. That episode is a couple years old now, and I don't see the Black Sands Entertainment Netflix. I don't see it.
So basically, are you saying that Monique, because Monique talked about Kevin Hart as well, said, Kevin Hart said da-da-da-da to this, and, he did write me a check, but when he said whatever you want to
Cat
do,
Williams, and apparently they got some other things they got to do to get on into the Illuminati.
Well, Marklin, to answer your question with the little Dwayne Johnson, one eyebrow is raised.
Don't make fun of Dwayne. That's my boy.
Hey, I just saw him because he came to when he came out. That was in Birmingham in WWE. We were very surprised to see him. What?
Head of the table. Oh, but does anyone have an answer to that though? The Black Sands thing, or are you aware of the Shark Tank episode?
I wasn't aware.
Everyone's familiar with the Shark Tank episode. Yeah. I don't know what's happened since then.
We need to get them on and ask them, like, hey, what happened? I mean, I'm like, let's take it to the source. Let's ask these people, hey, what happened that you can say with minus any NDA you may have signed or whatever, talk between the lines, like reach out to Black Sands Entertainment, like, hey, what happened since then?
Yeah, Manuel something, right?
What are you talking about?
The guy who runs Black Sands, his name is Manuel.
Oh.
Paul, chill. Y'all got shows, man. Reach out to him. Like, hey, man, I want you to come on and talk about this.
No, I've never interviewed. I'm not Black Comic Lords. I'm too.
I'm not Black Comic Lords.
I'm not. Can you imagine? Hey, Eve Ewing. First question: Why is this guy not the king anymore? You're in charge of writing it. You better tell me that. And if she tries to dance around, I'm gonna say, no. Listen to me, ma'am. That other writer did something.
Ma'am, you gonna ma'am her?
Are you gonna do something on the last page of your comic book to direct, the way that the story needs to be told later on? Because that's what he did.
You know what? I love your hate. I'm entertained by your hate of.
You better not say the word.
This is yours, so I'm not gonna say it. The current writer of he writes something I'm reading right now that I actually liked him to.
He did a DC Power story. He did one of those.
The Ministry of Compliance.
Yes, I'd like that, Paul. I need to write a review for that. I'm gonna tell you this now. I got a bunch of stuff.
Look, you are.
I know.
You're behind.
I am behind. I'm very behind.
I gave you one job. You have one freaking job for Black Comics.
One job that doesn't pay.
And I'm still waiting on my inbox.
All right, I got to do DC Power.
You were actually gonna have a meeting about you this weekend too.
Man, don't have a meeting about me. I ain't be there for the meeting.
What is Mark Killen doing? Why is he not? He didn't show up to the meeting. He's supposed to tell us about his assignment, but okay.
I don't even remember what my assignment was, but I do know Derek talked to me.
You
Derek,
don't know what your assignment? You don't know your assignment now?
I don't know what my assignment was now.
Wow.
Did he just leave us on his show?
Well, he left us in his own show.
How you leave somebody in their own
You guys
show?
going to talk about your Black Comic Lord's inner business. So I'm just going to leave the show. Chill, come back, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you,
I didn't
Manuel.
mean to air the dirty laundry, man. That's my bad.
Manuel Gooday. It was his name, or Goday.
Godoy.
Yeah, Goodoy. Well, I hope he's having a good day. Chill dipped. Chill was okay with not being part of that conversation.
I tell you, a guy you need to invite is Donnell Young from Millennial Comics. If you want a good perspective on representation in comics, because very, very, very good guy to talk to.
I'm gonna forget that you recommended that, so please.
It's being recorded. Just play it later.
Yeah, just go to the 2 hour and 9 minute mark. I'll remember where it was. Yeah.
There you go. Just go to
what about Unique Studios? I bought something from them, but I can't remember what it was.
They're
Unique
African.
Studios is they're very slept on, and they have a very high quality product. Their books are excellent. They've built their own universe, of characters.
Right.
And they're writing an artist. The art is as good as anything you'll see at Marvel and DC.
I agree. I mean,
I frustrated. Agree. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate your support, man.
Whoop whoop.
But I bought when I saw they were in previews, I had my LCS order something, but I don't remember what it was.
I just got what came out a week or two ago was the book Aloris.
EXO, that's what I got. EXO. I had to think about it for a second. Yeah.
Wale, what's his name? Wally Williams. EXO. But yeah, they had their anthology book Aloris that came out a week or two, which has all of their books in one, like the bunch of their characters in like one main crossover storyline.
I need to get that then.
Sort of like the Milestone Returns kind of thing, where while it was an anthology, they were also issue 0 of Hardware, issue 0 of Static. It was the beginning, and it had a lot of importance, like Exo Man of War.
Bo Big, what's up, man? Exo Man of War. No, it's a different Exo. It's Exo Wale Williams.
Yeah, XE period X period O. Yeah. It was good. I mean, I bought it. I mean, but you missed the process. I'm the kind of person if it's somebody black doing it, a black writer, black artist, black character, you pretty much don't sold me. I'm like,
is Valiant Comics still making comics right now?
Yeah, they are. They just put out Exo Man of War number 6 last week.
One of my favorite characters is Shadowman. That's a dope character. That's a character I can't. There was a rumor that they got optioned to do that as a movie. If ever there is a character that Netflix or Amazon should option and make into a little mini series, definitely Shadowman. That could be huge. That would be absolutely huge.
I read the Shadowman run that Cullen Bunn did, and I enjoyed it, but I don't think I have the love for the character that all y'all have. So maybe I missed some of those old stories.
It depends on the run. The best run was the one, I think it was by something Andy Diggle. That's what got me interested in the show.
Really? Andy Diggle wrote Shadowman.
Hold on. I think it was Andy. I mean, let me not speak out.
You putting down Andy Diggle, Chill?
No, I'm trying to say that Bo Big HHB3 said, "What did the 5 fingers say to the live stream?" And he dropped $5 on the live streams.
Ah, wait, look at that, getting that $5.
Appreciate you, bro. That's dope.
Concrete.
It's volume 4 that came out in 2013, and it was written by Patrick Zurcher, who was also the artist. That's the run that made me love Shadowman.
All right, I need to go back and find that.
Check out volume 4 of Shadowman. Came out in 2013. That was a dope run. That's the best Shadowman run, in my opinion.
This is new. This avenue from independent comic to video game.
That might be the play.
A new game. Yeah, it was already a video game.
Oh, so it was a game that went to comics. Okay.
No. It was a comic. Then it became volume 1 came out.
Yeah.
Then they came out with a video game by Acclaim Video Games. They had a volume 2 that came out that was in conjunction with the video game. And then Volume 3 is the one I just talked about that came out in 2013.
How about that?
Yeah, it's one of the. That's a good point though, Richard. Chill is that it's one of the few independent comic characters. Few, I don't know of another one that became a video game.
Unless Sonic was a game first.
Yeah, Sonic was the game first.
Yeah. How about that?
Did Spawn have a video game?
I'm sure he did he?
You guys have fingers and you're in front of computers.
I'm gonna look that up. But to my point earlier,
look it up.
I mean, to my point earlier, Paul, I said, I don't know too many black mothers who are taking their kids to comic stores, but I do know they take their kids to Walmart and Target and buy them video games all the time.
Well, that's a topic for a whole other discussion, man.
Yeah, you really did open a can of worms. Can I ask you, Mark Lynn? Have you thought? And we're not going to be here long, guys. Let's go 5 more minutes before we end this live stream. But
okay.
Mark Lynn, how would you expand the readership? Because we know there's going to be people of colorless who don't want to read Black Panther, Static, and anything Marcus Draper is working on. But how do you get comic books into the hands of people who will?
Digital. I would definitely go digital. Even though I don't like digital books, I would definitely go digital because digital are easy to access.
There was a Spawn video game by Acclaim. Apparently.
Okay, and that does not surprise me. And then I'd also would go in. I connected to music. Priest had the right idea. Album covers, having people do songs, related to comic books and stuff like that, playlists and stuff like that. And that was right there in video games. Yeah. That's the way I would do it. I would tie it in. You like this game? Read this comic. You like this song? Read this comic. Make it all digital.
So these solutions sound expensive where you would have to get Snoop Dogg isn't going to do anything. I think he told people he had his $250,000 for a feature is his like standard rate.
Yeah. But hell, I remember when Wu-Tang had a comic book. Do you remember that, Paul? Wu-Tang had a comic book.
The nine rings of Wu-Tang.
Yeah. So I mean, and Wu-Tang was all about that. It's a correct term, vertical integration, where everything's connected.
Right.
I mean, right. I think that's the way.
I agree with you. I think that's the way you do it. Everything is connected now. We live in the information age. The old paradigm of how you sell comics doesn't exist anymore. Simply saying we're going to sell it at the local bodega or just in comic shops, and that's going to support the industry. That's not enough anymore. If you truly want to be successful, you got to make it. If you want the physical comics, put them in places where people go. Put them in the Walmarts. That's the best spot. Put them in supermarkets so that kids can pick it up as they're walking around. But then it can't just be about the books anymore. I love Mark Helland's idea about digital. Digital is a way to do it, not just for ease of purchase, but price. Because digital you can sell a lot cheaper, and people have budgets. Like comics now are like $5-6. Kids can't afford that.
Can I just tell you though but they don't sell the digital comics for cheaper. It's $4, and they don't have to split any of that revenue with the comic book shops or the delivery or anything. It's still $4.
Well, for independent comics, oftentimes they usually sell their digital stuff cheaper.
And that's why I hated to say that, because I'm like, I don't want to cut the local comic book store out. But you asked me what I would do. I'm like, that's the way I would do it.
For sure. And I would imagine TikTok would play a part, or what's his name? Soups? What's that guy? What's it? Soups? The really hot TikTok guy who's young and he does comic book stuff. Soups.
Oh, I don't TikTok. I live at the Herschel. I don't know.
I TikTok, but I didn't find him.
Herschel will know Soups. Now, if Soups gets the opportunity, if DC or Marvel call him in and say, you're going to do a comic book, and he gets his fan base to go to the comic book shop to buy a comic book, just Soups would love the opportunity. Just like Wu-Tang and Black Eyed Peas. They don't say no. Charlemagne, he didn't say no when they said, hey, come write this inconsequential story about the Avengers having a New Year's bash. Charlemagne said, I love comic books. I'll do it. And they'll do it once. And eventually they'll say, all right, it's worn, it's welcome, and I'm not going to continue doing these meaningless things, but still.
As you mentioned, Charlemagne in the hip-hop world, I love Grand Regent Throg's comment. Put the rapper in the book for a panel, have the rapper tweet about it. Oh. That's smart.
Get permission for Cardi B. We're going to have your character say this. You okay with that? Yeah. Put it.
Look how well
tweet.
those Marvel hip hop cover variants sold.
If they co-sign it, and why wouldn't they? It's just free advertising, and it's a
It's
comic
Exactly.
free
book.
advertising. You gotta cross promote. Cross
really is.
promotion is the key.
Yeah, and just under the circumstances that you have to.
Hey, Millennial, thank you,
Millennial
man.
Comics, $10. A whole
This is the
trade.
guy. This is the guy who I said, Chill, that you should have on your show and talk about representation in comics. If there's anyone that can have a good conversation about the subject, it would be him.
His name is what? Donnell Young?
Yeah.
See, I remembered.
Vonell Young.
Vonell. Well, I'll go back to the 2 hour and 9 minute mark for next time I want to remember this
I
guy's
know
name.
you don't like to do long shows, Chill. I know.
It's cool. It was worthwhile, and we went really
I'm sorry
hard.
if I said Donnell because I was thinking I just read Night Thrasher and his brother's name Donnell. Night Thrasher is a whole other subject.
Kid and Play, they did a Marvel comic.
Yeah.
They did.
They had a cartoon too. I mean, House Party, man. When I was a little kid, House Party was it.
They
Nice.
had original House Party. So did MC Hammer. Cartoons.
Right, Hammerman. I do remember that.
That's
What was going on?
Big.
Well, I got one for you, Chill. Now this definitely I was a little baby. Mr. T had a cartoon and a cereal.
Yeah, Mr. T. He had a cereal. The cereal. Oh my God, I forgot about cereal.
I remember that. I was a little kid.
Cereal.
Like crawling around, but I remember that. Like Mr. T.
What the hell? King's Portal said House Party 3 was dope. Man, block this dude.
Bro, we got to end the stream on that. No way. We got $10 from Millennial Comics. Bo Big dropped 5, and then Frustrated Fan also did. We appreciate the money that you are giving to the Black Comic Lords. The effort and the brand, I can speak for them because we're good like that. This building
this is where you throw shade at me every time.
No, I was gonna help. I was gonna say that it is worthwhile because these networkers that write down here, and Mark Lynn as a contributor on the website on blackcomiclords.net are part of they're the ESPN of Black Comics. Every sport gets played on ESPN. They talk about it. Then there's the First Take morning show. Then there's that show, and there's the community aspect of reading a comic. You don't just read your comic book and go, that was good. You read your comic book and you go, you know what? On Wakanda Blurdom and Whiskey, the show Wakanda Whiskey and Blurdom, I'm gonna hear Paul talk to Mark about this artist who was doing the Conan the Barbarian. I'm gonna hear about that. Oh, side note, Paul, Jim Zub, the writer, on his website, did you know that he put your review there?
Yeah, I saw that. I showed that to Mark. That was
cool.
Very pleased with that. That was cool.
Look at you, Paul. Getting these professionals to shout you out.
We're not just about, as I said, it's not about just being black or white. It's about being good, and if you're good, good things happen. Be good.
And that's why Jim Zub is... It's that time of the show, friends. Let's hear from the Ally of the Week.
Oh, hell no. Did you just
I have the Ally. I have the Ally of the Week drop. Yeah, Jim Zub.
You have the Ally of the...
It's for the T'Challa stream where I would ask someone to say recast T'Challa. They'd give me like points.
God. Right up there with T'Challa time.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Wow.
It's for my, no, the stream is called To Child Neglect because that child that they introduced at the end, the little Haitian kid.
You mean the
bastard?
You mean young T'Challa?
William Moloch says, "Yo, Chillmonger, here's $2. Last time I live streamed, he gave me $2. He gives me $2 again. It's a hustle. See, I'm just gonna go live stream just for like 5 minutes, get my $2 and hit the road. Thank you, William. Just gonna manipulate you till the end of time. Get my $2. Yeah. You know what though? He dropped a super sticker, so it's the one where we pound each other. Marklin, head up.
I'm gonna go up.
Thank you, William. And Ricardo the God. Mention of cartoons has reminded me to say that everyone should watch the Moon Girl Devil Dinosaur cartoon.
It was good.
Yes,
watch it on Disney Plus.
I watch it with my daughter. I'm not allowed to watch it unless my daughter and I can watch it together. So we only watch it together.
Oh, look at that! I can't watch it in Canada. It's not on Disney Plus in Canada. I can find it on the internet though.
Get yourself a VPN. You'll be.
I mean, internet's right there too. Internet's right there. I should probably see it and check it out. There's something else that I will want to say that you should watch. Bob Marley has a movie. Check out that.
One
One
love.
love.
One
I
Love.
talked to somebody at
Yeah,
work about it
Jamaicans are
today.
protesting.
No way. Why?
Well, I shouldn't say Jamaicans are protesting. That's unkind. Some Jamaicans have criticized the film for the fact that they didn't get enough. They didn't cast Jamaican actors in some of the key roles.
Okay.
It's
I mean,
It's acting.
but they were like, hey, we want people who represent our culture playing in these roles.
it's not just in the roles. It's just that particular. He's an icon. Like,
Well, Paul,
he's,
my
he's,
father's
he's,
like, well, how
he's more
come
than
they didn't
just a
get one of
singer. He's a cultural icon in Jamaica.
my father's like, why didn't they get one of Bob Marley's 20 million kids to play him? I said, why don't you ask Ziggy Marley who produced it? Why?
Right? There's that.
Yeah, that's a deal ender right there. Ziggy Marley produced it. What are you guys complaining about? Like,
Yeah, the family, the ones that rubber stamped it. So that's pretty much all that can be said about that.
I don't think that's a strong enough reason to, vote against seeing the movie or its success.
I just said criticism. I didn't say anything about banning the movie or
that wasn't
I
directed
plan
at you.
on seeing the film.
Cool.
I'm very much looking forward to, because Bob Marley's a hero of mine. So yeah.
Well, there's an opinion right there. Let's see it and let's have our decision made.
Wow, this guy is just King's Portal. Who is he? Is he one of your normal fans?
Is he one of me? Yeah, he's one of mine. You got something to say, huh?
I'm just saying, dude's like
he got incendiary comments.
Exactly. He's got incendiary comments.
Entitled to his opinion.
Your
Question:
fans are spicy.
Since well, my fans are ethnic because he just gave me, what is this, the French currency?
Blurred Forever. What's up, man?
Blurred Forever just gave me 2 somethings. What is it?
£2.
That was £2.
That was £2?
He's over in England. Yeah.
Hey, appreciate that. Isn't it? £2, yeah? Like Ben Kingsley.
Mm-hmm.
Benedict Kingsley is his name. Just like Bob Marley's actor. Thank you.
Charles Stewart says, dang, now we're dividing into fan groups.
No, we're not doing that.
People was wondering. We're joining.
Oh, there wasn't significant changes in an Ultimate Black Panther? Just maybe because there doesn't need to be?
I thought it was going to be explained how Wakanda was still Wakanda with the Maker interfering and stuff,
Would it be significant because they were sleeping in different beds? Would it be significant if T'Challa isn't interested in women? Would that be a significant enough change to make him different?
Oh, Lord.
That's for you, Jay. Because Wakanda was closed off and the Maker couldn't change anything there. Yeah, why didn't the Maker make a change there? There's probably
but I like that because that makes Wakanda say, hey, the Maker is basically Reed Richards gone evil. So I'm like, if Reed Richards gone evil couldn't get in Wakanda and change it, then that's a testament to Wakanda right there. Hey.
Reed Richards always considered T'Challa a peer, not someone he looked down to.
Ultimate,
not like Hank Pym, basically.
But Ultimate Reed Richards?
No. See, that when you say it like that, it upsets me because
the Maker knows.
It reminds me that the Ultimate Black Panther in the original Black Ultimate Universe was trash.
Okay. The Ultimate Maker, though, the Reed Richards from the Ultimate Universe, he knows what Wakanda is capable of in the 616.
And still didn't take him out.
I don't know I don't know why he wouldn't have done that or attempted to.
How do we know that he doesn't have plans already?
How do we know he didn't have a plan set in place? And
Wakanda
decides to expose himself to the world.
Who's running Khonshu?
He's saying that I don't have to press this button until Wakanda involves itself with the rest. And so when that does happen, that's when
Wakanda's got a lot of valuable resources the Maker could put to his advantage.
And they're not bothering anyone. He doesn't need to work on them. He'll work on all the other superheroes. Wakanda will come later when they start becoming public.
Why waste resources destroying Wakanda when you can have Wakanda work for you?
Oh, or that, yeah. The Vodou Khan, maybe. The Maker would have went to Wakanda 100%. Vodou Khan, I'm telling you. We're ready to go, but you guys have a few more. Regular Reed Richards is evil, but on the down low.
Oh, you talked about I won't bring that up.
A lot of people hate on Reed Richards. I mean, I've seen Reed Richards' hate grow exponentially over the years. Like, this dude is trash.
Yeah, it was being brought up. Yeah, that's my biggest disappointment from Ultimate. You would see some heavy
No, you
fingerprinters of
wouldn't.
the maker.
Well, that's the whole point of the makers. You don't see his fingerprints.
Huh.
Real bad boys move in silence, man.
Ooh, just like lasagna, the letter G. Subscribe to Black Comic Lords. Marklin Sigler. Subscribe to the House of Nerd Show.
Yeah, but Paul got me on tape here, so I'm about to start rewriting.
You better. I look. I want 3 reviews by this weekend.
3 reviews this weekend. Give me the Sunday.
You
Give me
have
the Sun-
enough material from what just dropped in the last 2 weeks to do at least 3 reviews.
I got you. You
All right.
leave the show
Do it
again.
again.
All right.
Sorry.
And subscribe to Chillmonger. Thanks for coming. Thanks to what's his name,
Subscribe to
Vonell.
Chillmonger. Chillmonger's the dude.
Yeah, Chillmonger.
I'm gonna
He's
find
chill,
you
but
on
he's also
Twitter
a
right now.
monger.
Yeah, I'm a chill and a monger. Hey, don't forget the monger
appreciate it.
part, guys. Support
No, I
Nick.
I already found him on TikTok.
Support
Blurt.
Marquise Draper. Support who you got to support. We out.